Is 2024's Werewolves a full moon fright?
Or just a furry flop? Find out next on the cutting room floor. What's up, misfits and metalheads, and welcome to another episode of the cutting room floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rose Blood.
And today, we got a good one for you. Werewolves 2024, starring Frank Grillo. Now, I've been loving Frank Grillo action movies for a little bit, so I can't wait to get into this one. But first, don't forget, there's music right here. YouTube, Spotify, Bandcamp, all over the place. Hook a band up. And we got some new news coming for you real soon, in like a week or two. But first, let's dive into this one. Rose, why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
Well, this is a very interesting take on the werewolf mythos. Obviously, werewolves have always been associated with the full moon. This is pretty common. This one specifically has to do with the phenomena of the supermoon, which happens about 3 to 4 times a year. But this one is specifically about when it's the absolute closest to the Earth, something terrible happens. What is that? It's a werewolf pandemic. What? This is a very interesting idea. I don't think that I've ever seen anything like it before.
I've never seen a take like this before.
I think that it's very unique. Does it have some plot holes? Sure. But it's great. It's fine. You know, there's always some random reason, whatever. I like to just enjoy things for what they are. I think a lot of heart was put into this indie movie.
Oh, was there a lot of heart?
A lot of love was put into these werewolves.
And one thing I gotta say before we even get too much further into this is practical effects. They went heavy on the practical effects, transformations, actual puppeteers, people in suits that are like 7 feet tall. So you're on set. And it's so much easier to act scared when you really have a 7 foot tall person in a werewolf costume with like drool coming off of the like snout. And yes.
Let me tell you, I've been on quite a few movie and TV show sets. I used to work as a background actor here in New York City. Because of my unique look, they like to cast me as bikers and punks and, you know, artsy girls and stuff like that. So I've been on a lot of sets, and I can tell you that the more that is actually there in front of you, the easier it is to just fall into your character. And it just really sells it, and it really makes it something special. So I think that that's one really big thing. A lot of people have been describing this, I think especially because Frank Grillo is in it, as Purge with werewolves. And that's not entirely inaccurate.
It's funny because they themselves say that, and without knowing any of that. Like, I just kind of watched the movie because Frank Grillo was in it. I was like, oh, Frank Grillo, great. I'm gonna just watch
Frank Grillo Werewolves list is done. It's done. It's over.
Without even knowing that was what I said. And then when I saw some of the behind the scenes interviews, that's what all of the guys are saying. They're like, it's like the Purge with werewolves. I'm like, you're perfectly correct. And that is a kind of a great idea. One thing I love about this is that it's a mass scale. There's not one werewolf to deal with.
Yes.
And that was on purpose. And I love that so much. To not, it's like one werewolf. Oh, the whole town gotta hide from one. No. You gotta hide from everybody. You gotta hide from all the wolves outside. If you was outside,
multiple wolves.
Multiple wolves.
Yeah, we managed to catch a really cool behind the scenes interview with the director, Stephen C. Miller, of this movie. He's no stranger to action or horror. So this is a perfect combination of both of the genres that he's worked in. He worked on that movie. Remember that movie, Escape Plan, with Sly Stallone and stuff? The second one, he worked on that one. He also worked on the 2012 Silent Night remake. That's the one with like a dude in a Santa suit it's a classic slasher film.
Oh, okay.
So he did it. He did the reboot.
Yeah.
And then the writer was Matthew Kennedy. He's worked on a bunch of action films as well. There is a lot of action in this. It is non-stop. Also, I have to note that one of the coolest cameos in this film is at the very beginning, one of the lead scientists that's basically trying to find a cure for this pandemic of people getting turned into werewolves by the supermoon. which only happens once a year, by the way. So this is basically like it had already happened the year before, and now it's happening again. While it's happening, these scientists are racing to find a cure for it. This is all in the trailer. I do not consider it a spoiler. We try to avoid spoilers as much as we can here. So anyway, this lead scientist is played by none other than 90s heartthrob Lou MFN Diamond Phillips. What? Come on.
I was surprised to see him. I was like, nice. I haven't seen him in a little bit.
My man has aged quite well. He's looking good. He's looking healthy. He is, he's definitely selling his part. It was just great to see him on the screen.
Yeah, right.
TBH, I don't care what the hell he's doing. Just give me some more Lou Diamond Phillips. I was about it. It brought back so many memories from my childhood. I think that these guys really have a fondness for old school action and horror films.
Totally.
That is very, very evident. One of the transformations of one of the werewolves is absolutely a little tribute to American Werewolf in London. Immediately clocked it. And they actually literally like they asked them what was the inspiration. Oh, he's like old films like Silver Bullet, like
The Howling.
Like American Werewolf.
And
you know what? I think that there's just not enough really badass werewolf movies out there.
I totally agree.
I've always been a fan of the werewolf. The werewolf is a tragic character. It's always been. You know what I mean? Because usually it's like this, usually they don't have any recollection of what the fuck happened. They just wake up in a pool of blood, you know what I mean, scratches all over them, and then they have to pick up the pieces and figure out what the hell just happened last night and how have they destroyed, their life.
There's
you know what I mean?
Really cool touch that they do with these guys for some of the people that have turned the previous year. So when you look at their skin,
yeah, it's all scarred up.
It's all scarred up and damaged and looks like overly stretch marks because of the transformation.
Yeah.
And subtle things like that, really add to the storytelling.
All of the werewolf scars from obviously they got, bit whatever and they got turned whatever. They look really, really nice. They look really good.
That's very well done. I think it's a cool story. It's cool concept, thought out well, and I feel the homage to all of the older movies in here, and I applaud them for doing that and grounding it in as much practical effects as possible. Now there's a slight moment or two where I feel like I saw like a CG something, but in general they're not heavily relying on that at all. They're really heavily relying on
specifically, these wolves are all practical. These are all practical. Like these are people in suits and animatronics and stuff, and it's very cool. Like and there's lots of them. There's so much to enjoy.
7 feet tall.
They're huge.
That's fantastic.
They're so
I love
scary.
that. I wish I could have been on that set. I wish I could have been on that set.
It is very, very cool. Very, very scary werewolves. Like these are very terrifying. So all of that being said, let's see. We're not going to go into all the actors and stuff like that. You'll see it when you go check it out.
Frank
what
Grillo,
we want to do right now
a mass pandemic of werewolves, and he's trying to save his family while some scientists are trying to make a cure. Action ensues, and so does the terror and the bodies. That's all you really need to know.
The bodies be stacking. Okay?
I forgot to tell you where this one is streaming.
Yes.
It is currently streaming on Disney Plus Hulu. I understand a lot of people are not messing with them right now, so there's a lot of other places that you can get it too. It's also available for rent on YouTube, on Prime, on Google TV, and on Apple TV. And I checked the price, and it's only $3.99. So if you're thinking of watching this, but you don't want to support Hulu Disney, then you have some options. It's only $3.99, so if you need a good werewolf movie, it's not too bad of a price. It is the price of a rental. I don't mind paying like $3, $4 for a rental, because that's what a rental should be. You know? So that being said, why don't we slap a rating on this bad boy?
We like to rate via chainsaw here. 5 chainsaws being a cinematic masterpiece. 1 chainsaw that will not even give a werewolf a hangnail. It's not gonna do a damn thing. You can't even trim the claws with that. You can't do nothing with it. All right. So that being said, Thorn Black, how many saws would you give to Werewolves?
I'm gonna give 2024 Werewolves starring Frank Grillo a whopping 4 out of 5 chainsaws. This movie deserves it. It earns it. This is a solid watch. Is it perfect? It's not perfect, but is it one of the absolute best werewolves movies that we've had recently? And are they doing things in a slightly different way with the concept? Yes, they are. It's great. And I just love Frank Grillo. He's just a fun actor for me to watch in action movies. I like the projects that he picks up. And this was a really solid team, solid, costumes, concept, animatronics, puppeteers, suit actors. I love all of that. I think this will stand the test of time for werewolf movies, and it's a welcome entry into the genre. Rose, what are you going to give this one?
I'm going to give it the same. I think it's a flawed movie in certain respects. There's certain little plot holes and things that I was like, oh, we could tweak that. But you know what? I think the fact that they came up with an interesting and different mythos for how these werewolves come to be, and the fact that they just had so many, and they are gorgeous, you guys. If you are lovers of seeing like an amazing monster, I mean, this is like buku, like freaking monsters up in this piece. This is so many werewolves, and the fact that they are all people in suits and it's not a bunch of CG werewolves like Underworld and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool. And it's so freaking cool. Come on.
Another thing well, you know what? I'm not even going to mention that because that might be a little bit of a spoiler. Yeah. So, going to keep my mouth shut about that one. Never mind.
Yeah. No, just I think it's worth your time. If you love werewolves and you want to see like a shit ton of them, you're gonna see them in there.
That's right. All right, that's about it for us today. I'm getting my words all jumbled up today. It's like I never spoken something like that. You know what I mean? Well, whatever. Please excuse me. You have your homework for the weekend. You're welcome. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think of some of these movies. Do you like these movies? Are you watching these movies?
Do you have any suggestions for other movies that we should watch? Do you have some werewolf movies that you think that we might have missed? Put them in the comments.
Put it in the comments. What is your favorite
Should we do a top 5 of all of our favorite werewolf movies?
We
might do that specially for you, just for Halloween time. It is spooky season.
I think that's a good list to make, right?
Let us know what you think about that.
All right, that's going to be it for us today. We are cut like this, and we are out.